actually look at the camera. Welcome to another exciting episode on opinion and history and mythology. So, I'm your host as usual, Paul Mike, and here with me is
Jason's woman.
So, we're going to go on a short break before we come back so you get to see the greatness of the ANGAS people of Plateau State. Stay with us. TUPUT means reincarnation in ANGAS, and it translates to die and come out. It is a theory that upon death the soul of the dead person comes out temporarily and thereafter re-enters the already discarded body within a specified period of time, and it continues its earthly existence as though no death has taken place. And it is fundamental to note that not every ANGAS indigene has the TUPUT ability. The power and the ability to undergo this form of reincarnation is acquired through some special ritual processes which is organized by a special class of elderly people. A person with this TUPUT ability is known as a Gamrit, which is translated to a special child. A Gamrit has a maximum of 2 days after his death to come back and present himself to his immediate family for either acceptance or rejection. What makes TUPUT a special and ambitious form of reincarnation is that a return to life is achieved without undergoing a physical. Okay, and we're back, and thank you for listening and staying with us. And so far, we have actually gotten to know a little more about the ANGAS people of Plateau State and how reincarnation is very evident there, and how it's prominent and they still practice up to this day. And I'm with my co-host, as I told you, Jason, and he's going to tell you a lot about this culture.
Well, thank you for that, Paul Mike. To put it quite simply, the ANGAS people are people of rich and vibrant culture. They have a lot of things that we perceive to be different, but in the end, it's all part of their culture. And we're going to be talking about the reincarnation aspect of that culture, the TUPUT to be exact, and the people who practice that, called the Yumit. Oh, Mike, why don't you share a bit of light on that?
I don't want to actually pronounce names there, as in I'm not familiar with it. All because I live there does not mean I know how to pronounce all your names. So, as in, the TUPUT is a very special form of culture where selected men, because I don't think women are included in this tradition or these practices.
True.
So, where selected men initiated one way or another. Do I call it an initiation? Because let us say an initiation, since it's a tradition, it's an initiation. And you're special men for this, where after they've been initiated, they have a certain age to which they start manifesting into this TUPUT.
Correct.
Okay. When they are manifesting to this TUPUT, and then they actually get, when they die, after this period of time, when they die, they get to come back again. With same body, they don't have to actually go through the natural physics of them coming out through
A child born
yes.
again and all
So,
that.
before then, when they actually come back with their body, they go to their family, and whether they're accepted or rejected, it's very dependent. And I'm going to leave you to actually see that part, since I don't want to actually be soiling the tradition then.
Okay. To say more about that and shine more light about it, when they come back in their reincarnated form, they're proposed three questions, and three questions only. If they succeed in answering all three questions correctly, then the family must accept them again. If not, at some point they will get cursed, but it's in the finer text of things. The TUPUT reincarnation has an initiation, as Paul Mike has said. They follow some certain steps when they reach a certain age or threshold to start manifesting this ability. And that age starts from 40 years old. They use some totems, carved totems about the soul and representation of that body. And there's a bowl of blood, sometimes water, it depends on the context.
Why would you be taking blood?
Well,
wait, did you drink the blood? Let me not just ask cluelessly.
They do not drink the blood, Paul Mike.
Okay.
They are only showered or immersed in it.
Oh God, it's not any better.
It was said that the blood has to be from a sacred or powerful animal of some sort. It must be pure and not unclean, because that disrupts the...
What are the criteria for this animal to be clean or unclean?
That I don't know. Their culture specifies some animals to be clean and some to be impure.
I think there's one bird when the colonial masters did come the first time and wanted to accept... Oh, sorry, the missionaries did come the first time and they were wanting to know whether are we going to accept them or not. There's this, I think it was a mockingjay, particularly, that comes during the Harmattan season.
Yeah.
So they didn't see it, and which is very evident at that particular period in time. They didn't see it, so automatically accepted the tradition. Maybe that's one, because when they see it, I heard that they actually take the bird as a big deal there.
Yes, they do. It's one of the sacred, but I don't think they necessarily kill it. For the unclean creatures, they consider pigs and other four-legged hoof animals to not fit this criteria, but
I live in Jos, but I can bet you they eat pigs.
yes, they do. They do eat pigs, but they can't use it in their ritual.
Okay, as in you can use it in your ritual, but somehow I'm not. It's my opinion. That's why it's called opinion in Christian mythology. It's just my opinion. If you're going to say something's unclean, then
You shouldn't
eat it also.
I think
But
so too.
whatever your tradition is, I'm not going to judge you concerning it. But so do you believe, or do you know anyone that reincarnated?
Actually, I did talk to one. That's why I got some extensive knowledge about it. He was a man between the age of 60 to 70. He talked about the ritual, but he didn't divulge everything about it because apparently you are not allowed to. He said some key defining points. But
Yes, I know people like that who said you're not supposed to actually tell these things. If not, you're going to die after telling the whole initiation right. And I heard that they go there for 8 days. So you're not telling them, oh, hey, this is what we went to the mountain to go and do. It's fine by me. I shouldn't. It's just my opinion. No one should come for me. I know a lot of people from just don't come for me. I beg you. I don't know how to defend myself. I'm just clueless on this. I'm just a boy, clueless on this. Please don't come for my begging in God's name.
well, if they do have opinions and would like to shed more light, they can do that in the comment section.
Yes, actually, and aside that, someone who claims or who is.
Yeah.
On my part, he's claiming, but on your part, is he actually reincarnated? Or
He, as you said, he claims to be. He says this is his second time coming back, and in his past life, he was a mechanic. He learned from the white man to fix cars and
that is
all sorts of gimmicks, and it was quite interesting. I listened to his story for a while, and I found it quite interesting.
For Christianity actually bashes the idea of, okay, if you're getting reincarnated, then there's no purpose to life, there's no purpose to the soul, there's no purpose to anything.
Sure.
So, if you're going to sit, I think a lot of, actually, I've met some religious leaders who actually think these things are true. With the necessity that, after I'm dead, I'm going to still come back. Then it means that you're neither going to hell or heaven. You're just going to be in a constant state of limbo, because earth is your limbo somehow.
Yeah, you're tethered to the earth. But as I don't like to persecute other people's beliefs. Everyone has their own belief
Yes,
system.
exactly.
So if they do believe in reincarnation and it works for them, fine and good. Christians do not believe in such and believe in heaven and hell. You die, you either go to one of
Yeah.
such places.
So, I'm going to say this with full focus. Please, believe whatever you want to believe. I do, honestly, personally, I do believe in reincarnation. I wouldn't say I don't believe in it because almost every one of us, one way or another, my mother also believes in reincarnation of one of the children she lost. So, I think you never know. Things we never know whether it's true until you're dead. Then we'll
We
say
can find out.
yes.
Yeah.
So we're going to go on a short break, and when we come back, we're going to be talking about a Greek creature. Stay tuned. What's the name of that Greek creature again? TUPUT means reincarnation in ANGAS, and it translates to die and come out. It is a theory that upon death, the soul of the dead person comes out temporarily, and thereafter re-enters the already discarded body within a specified period of time, and it continues its earthly existence as though no death has taken place. And it is fundamental to note that not every ANGAS indigene has the TUPUT ability. The power and the ability to undergo this form of reincarnation is acquired through some special ritual processes which is organized by a special class of elderly people. A person with this TUPUT ability is known as a gamrit, which is translated to a special child. The gamrit has a maximum of 2 days after his death to come back and present himself to his immediate family for either acceptance or rejection. What makes TUPUT a special and ambitious form of reincarnation is that a return to life is achieved without undergoing a physical rebirth. So, welcome back, and don't forget, I'm your host, Paul Mike, and still here with me is
Jason's woman.
Okay, we're going to be talking about the Greek creature, the Gorian. I'll leave Jason to do all the explanation he wants to do because, I have mixed feelings concerning this creature. It's not really, but I have mixed feelings with the story itself, but whatever version, I'm going to just stick with one version and stick with it.
Okay.
So, what is your own view on the Gorian?
The Gurian is a three-headed creature with is the son of Chrysaor and the Gorgon Medusa.
Medusa.
A very powerful creature who at some point was lived on a mountain and reared cattle and sheep. He never did anything that was quite noteworthy, but in the end, one of the Zeus prodigies was sent on a labor to steal his cattle, and
That is, I have issues. Someone is taking care of his cattle.
undisturbed.
You went there and killed him. That is what I call coveting your neighbor's goods. That is not your business. You don't touch another man's goods. You don't do that. That's very ill. I personally feel it's very ill. Why? What's your opinion? Let me not just give mine because I feel it's very negative.
It was quite sad, but he was depicted as a monster with 3 heads, and most people fear what they do not understand.
Exactly.
Although he was a calm giant with 3 heads monitoring his cattle, the humans believe that he was a monster still for one to have 3 heads, and that's why it was the Greeks' progeny was sent on this labor to slay this beast.
You see, it makes no sense because if automatically he was supposed to just have 3 heads, then it means that he should be left in pieces so long as he's not eating anyone. And some versions have it that he had heads on his stomach also.
Yeah.
And it was like different versions or legs coming out of him or whatever. It was not. So long as for me, I feel like the moral of the story is so long as you're not disturbing anybody. Sometimes it doesn't matter whether you're a good person or not. Once people just find that as in something you're doing does not satisfy them in any way. You go ahead and feel like, you know what, I think, damn you, we're going to kill you, and this is how it's going to happen. You're very, very direct to that kind of things. Like, it's the perception of evil actually reigns here. And maybe he might have annoyed Zeus one or another, because Zeus have like 4,000 children spread across Greece. Now, but whatever the situation is, I'm not going to blame him. I'm not blaming you. I'm very sorry, Gorion. As in, if you're one time real and somehow you're not mythology, I'm very, very sorry. I wish you better and I wish you well. So, the next phase of our show is we ask you questions.
Okay, shoot.
So, what's one of the weird compliments you get?
It's quite a staple. It's the normal, wow, you're so tall. You know, that's... I find it weird. You're tall, so what happens?
What's your reaction most of the time when you tell you're tall?
Most of the time, I say thank you, or I try to dig deeper. It's like, so I'm tall. What's about it?
So imagine one of your crushes actually say, "Oh, you're tall," like with this kind of genuine feeling in their eyes. What do you say?
That's quite different. Paul.
No, you have to actually, as in that is why I asked you the question first of all.
Okay, fine. I would be, what's the word? Ecstatic. I would say thank you in a more sincere way.
Oh, you! I hope you're not going to do what Joe did. Hey, you! don't do that. Don't do that. So, besides, what's one of the strangest talents you have that no one knows nothing of?
That's a deep question. I haven't self-reflected in a while. What strange talent? I can't think of any, Paul Mike.
I have a strange talent. I can actually roll my tongue in my mouth continuously without anyone seeing it. I do it. It's like I know it's very uncomfortable talent, but I get to roll my tongue and be like, something's happening to my tongue and no one knows that it's happening. Don't look at me weirdly. Don't look at me weirdly. It's just a talent.
I'm not judging.
So, are there things you're allergic to?
Physically, no. I can eat shellfish and nuts and all that. We thank God for that. But
okay.
In the real sense, and I'm allergic to people who can't own up to their problems, who can't accept they've done something wrong sometimes.
Okay, so, wow, I have a lot of allergies. I'm allergic to rainwater, I'm allergic to fruit, I'm allergic to soy milk, I'm allergic to heat, moist, anything that's moist. I'm allergic to anything that has to do with bleach. My hands literally peel and blood do come out of it. So, no, that's not cool. I said that is not cool.
It's like you're allergic to bleach. You never find such allergies in African settings. So that
yes, I know. As it's very weird when people tell you you're African. I'm like, yes, some of us have very sensitive skin, and I'm allergic to people touching me. Don't touch me. So, is there any advice you have for your ANGAS people, or anything about appreciation, like an appreciation post? Let's just say something.
I want to thank them for having such a rich and vibrant culture altogether. It's amazing to dive inside, read about it, and explore. Sometimes you get these stories and you're like, wow, this folklore is quite vivid. Like, you can imagine these things happening.
Call it for folklore. They might be very angry out there.
Or their truths.
Okay.
Let's say it like that. So I appreciate them for having their culture in general, and I appreciate their existence. So.
My advice is, if you've not visited Plateau State, please do visit Plateau State. It's a very nice place. Let's forget all the theatrics that you hear and about the dramas. Yes, sometimes they have issues there, minor issues, but aside that, Plateau State is a very good place to visit. And don't forget to visit. And I'm your host again, Paul Mike, and co-host. And don't forget to like, subscribe to our channel. Thank you for joining us.
Leave a comment too, because it helps the algorithm sometimes.
Yes. And thank you very much for joining us on today. Opinion History Technology. Thank you.